Hey guys, here's your guys' homework on graphing rational functions, day number 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick overview of this so that you guys, have an understanding of where each thing's coming from. So to find y-intercept, you guys just set x equal to 0. So plug in 0 in for all of these x's, and you guys will only have 6 over negative 4, which simplifies to negative 3 halves. So y-intercept, 0 comma negative 3 halves, okay? Now, to get horizontal asymptote, because the degree of the numerator is higher than the degree of the denominator, horizontal asymptote's none. And that means you're going to have a slant because this 2 is 1 greater than this degree of 1 right there. So you guys got to do long division. So x squared minus 5x plus 6 on the inside of the division sign divided by x minus 4. So x times x will give you guys x squared, and x times negative 4 will give you guys negative 4x. Now, you do have to subtract this whole thing from the top. So x squared minus x squared, that's 0, but negative 5x minus negative 4x, you guys, minus negative 4x makes that positive 4x. So it's really negative 5x plus 4x for negative x. And then drop down the 6. And then how many times does x go into negative x? Negative 1 times. And this is the only thing we're searching for, right? It's the y equals x minus 1, the linear equation for the slant asymptote. So it's half time, so now you guys factor this. The two things that multiply is 6, but when added gives you guys negative 5. That's negative 3 and negative 2. And divide it by x minus 4. So there's no holes, nothing cancels. Vertical asymptote, set the denominator equals to 0. So add 4 to both sides, and we get x is equals to 4. X-intercept, set the numerator equal to 0, and then set both of these factors equal to 0 to solve. And you guys are going to get 3, 0 and 2, 0. Remember, x-intercept, the y values of every x-intercept is always 0. Now, when you plot all of this, you guys, you're going to get all of this stuff. So vertical asymptote, x equals 4. So it's on the x equals 4 line. Horizontal, the slant asymptote, graph it at y equals negative 1. And then the slope is 1, right? So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. And then y-intercept, 0, negative 3 halves. X-intercept, 2, 0. X-intercept, 3, 0. So the only thing is, when you guys look on the left-hand side of this vertical line, you have all of these points, so you know to graph your graph there, right? The thing you don't have is, when you guys take a look at the right-hand side of this vertical asymptote, you did not have this point. So like if I erase this, you guys, you would have no idea where to graph this, right? Like, do you graph it here? Question mark. Do you graph it here? Question mark. You don't know, which is why you guys have to do a test point, right? That's why you guys do a test point. So pick a value of x to the right of this vertical asymptote. So you could pick 5, 6, 7, 8. It does not matter. But I just chose 5 just because it's the closest one to the vertical asymptote of 4. So I get 5, and then you guys plug in 5 into this equation or this one. It doesn't matter. I like to do the reduced equation one. So everywhere you guys see a 5, it becomes an x. So 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 divided by 1 is 6. So we get a point at 5, 6, which is right there. And then I know to graph my curve just like so. It hugs and follows along the asymptotes. So you only do a test point, you guys, if you have no idea where to graph your graph, either on the right-hand side or on the left, right? So there's that. I think I will go over number 3 with you guys because I feel like number 2 is pretty straightforward. So for the most part, okay, so you guys have all this, right? Set x equals 0 to get x, y intercept, so it's 3 halves. Horizontal asymptote's none because the degree up top is less than degree, or degree up top is more than degree on the bottom. Slant asymptote, right? Nothing crazy to report here. What times x will give you x squared? X, so x times x squared. X times 4 is 4x. Subtract that, you guys get x plus 6. X goes into x one time. Holes, none, nothing cancels. Set denominator equals 0 to get vertical asymptote, and set the numerator equals to 0 to get the x-intercepts. Now, this is where we have to talk, right? So once you guys graph all that stuff, right? X-intercepts, y-intercept, slant asymptote, and vertical asymptote, you guys could graph this part, right? Now look, on the left-hand side, you do not know where the graph is going to be because we need a test point, right? So as a result, I'm going to choose -5, but you could pick any of these points and then plug in -5, you guys, into your equation. So everywhere you see an x, it becomes -5. So -5 plus 3, -2. -5 plus 2, -3. -5 plus 4, -1. These multiplied together gives you a positive. 6 divided by -1, a negative. So there's our point, and -5 comma -6, you guys, is right there. And then you guys would just graph your curve that will go along the asymptotes, which would be right there. And then lastly, I think 4 is fine, and then we'll go over like number 5. So if you guys did number 5, now you guys would pretty much do everything the same. Now you do get a hole here, right? Because these cancel. So you set what you canceled equal to 0, and then you guys solve, right? X equals 2, and then to find the y value of the hole, just plug it into the reduced equation. 2 minus 3, -1. So the y value is -1, so 2 comma -1 is your guys' hole, right? Now, if you guys, this is a special case. This is a very special case, you guys. If your horizontal asymptote and vertical asymptote are none, then your graph is just going to be your slant asymptote. So if you guys plot your y hole and your x-intercept, notice they all line up on the slant asymptote, right? So the slant asymptote will be our graph equation, and then just don't forget that the hole is an actual hole. So this case where the rational function turns into a linear function, you guys, that only happens when the horizontal and vertical asymptotes are none. Then your graph is just the slant asymptote, which it will line up with all your guys' points. Okay, so hopefully this helped you guys out. I think you guys could do the rest. So good luck, and hopefully you guys do swell. Okay, peace.